Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm always right. Wise guy's always right. Even when he's wrong, he's right.
Is doubt underrated? Are we rather certain than uncertain? You could argue that in day-to-day life, we take a lot of actions where the outcome is uncertain. You fly to a country you've never heard of before, knowing that it might disappoint you. You go to the gym with an injured leg, understanding that you might make it worse. You start smoking cigarettes, fully knowing that you might get addicted. Even though it seems so, this is not the same as choosing unknowingly, because you're able to weigh the potential costs and benefits of each risk. In other words, you don't go into it blindfolded. In this video, someone gets offered a choice between $10,000 in cash and a random key that leads to something expensive. This person chooses the key, even though he doesn't know where it leads to.
I gotta go with my gut.
Does he truly choose by his guts? You see, he has already been told that the key leads to something expensive, which makes the uncertainty that comes with choosing the key feel manageable. He also knows who the person is who's offering him this choice. It's someone that is known for giving people what they want. So, in the end, he doesn't have much to lose. It's when we don't know what we're risking that we get forced to make a choice which we don't know anything about. And that's scary. When there's too much uncertainty, we tend to drive on fear and start to fill in our own answers. We start to imagine certainty by assuming the worst. For example, in the 15th and 16th century, an estimated 50,000 people were burned alive for the supposed use of witchcraft. Most of them were women. This doesn't seem very rational, now does it? Their fear of witches, or what you could call the unknown, influenced their choices drastically. They assumed the worst. This was, of course, a long time ago. People have overcome their fears and have stopped acting like that ever since, right? Unfortunately not. A little over 100 years ago, a man named Adolf Hitler was born and was later known for being responsible for the genocide of about 6 million Jews and millions of other victims. He was anti-Semitic, meaning his definition of Jews was based off prejudices. Prejudices being preconceived opinions that aren't based on reason or actual experience. He assumed the worst. This too, you could say, was a long time ago. Is it finally over then? Well, not exactly. This is a list of wrongfully convicted people, of whom mostly men, from the early 1800s to about now, in the United States only. You could say that's the fault of forensic lab workers, who every now and then make mistakes, like every other human. And while that does happen, most of wrongful convictions are the cause of witnesses who lie or make false accusations. That is to say, witnesses who assume the worst. When people do these things, they don't do it because they're uncertain or think they're wrong. People do these things because they are so sure in themselves.
What if you're wrong?
I'm not wrong.
What if you're wrong?
They are so confident that they are right and others are wrong that their behavior feels justified to them, while everything they do simply originates from a fear of the unknown.
Land of his sin, you reek of evil, you've made a covenant with God.
I mean, all these picky little points you keep bringing up, they don't mean nothing. You saw this kid just like I did. You're not going to tell me you believe that phony story about losing the knife and that business about being at the movies? Look, you know how these people lie?
Me, I don't have that problem. Me, I always tell the truth. Even when I lie.
The trick to prevent yourself from making these horrible decisions is not about turning your emotions off, it's about overcoming them. It starts with questioning yourself. Why do I feel so angry? Is this personal to me? If so, why? Could I be wrong? By doing this, you choose doubt. Being doubtful leads to testing and discovering. It leads to learning and improving. It leads to tolerance and acceptance. And it doesn't start wars. Based on what I've seen, when I think of which movies have succeeded the most in presenting this matter, these come to mind. I think these movies have completely derived themselves from any gimmicks used to pump up emotion and add story interest. They're fascinated only by one thing, the sad truth of their own reality. Most of these movies end well just because of individuals. The two men in The Dark Knight, if they hadn't done what they did, one of the boats would have surely exploded. They didn't need to be Batman in order to make that choice. The Hunt ends somewhat well, but only because of the protagonist who stood up for himself all the way through. The same goes for Henry Fonda in 12 Angry Men. If it hadn't been for him, that boy would have been found guilty and then killed. I believe individuals like this truly make a change, even though there aren't nearly enough. It's not for nothing that these movies don't answer the question they raise completely. Is there still hope in people? Predicting the future is hard, so ironically, we have to rely on hope.